Hi everyone, so here's our next book, The Jungle Book. Okay, so retold from Rudyard Kipling by Jane B. Mason and Sarah Nines Stevens. Miss Schluger and I are going to be reading about a half a chapter each. Each time we read, there's only 4 parts to this book, or 4 chapters, and they're very long. So that's why we're doing it that way, so you won't get a full chapter each video. So here we go. Chapter 1, Mowgli's Brothers. It was 7 o'clock on a warm evening. Father Wolf woke from his day's rest, yawned, and stretched his paws to get rid of the sleepy feeling in their tips. Mother Wolf lay with her big gray nose across her 4 tumbling, squealing cubs. The moon shone into the mouth of the cave where they all lived. "Hark," said Father Wolf. "It's time to hunt again." He was about to spring down the hill when a little shadow with a bushy tail stepped into the cave. "Good luck go with you, Chief of the Wolves. May your noble children have strong white teeth, and may they never forget those who are hungry." The shadow whined. It was the dish licker, Tabaqui, the jackal. The wolves of India despised Tabaqui because he ran around making mischief, telling tales and eating rags from the village rubbish heaps. But they were afraid of him too. Of all the animals in the jungle, Tabaqui was the most likely to go mad. And when he was mad, he forgot to be afraid of anyone and ran around biting everything in his way. Even the tiger ran and hid when little Tabaqui went mad. "Come in and have a look," Father Wolf said stiffly, "but there is no food here." "Maybe not for a wolf, but for me, a dry bone is a feast. Who are the jackal people to pick and choose?" Tabaqui scuttled to the back of the cave. There he found a bone with a little meat on it and sat cracking the end merrily. "Thanks for this good meal," Tabaqui said, licking his lips. His eyes turned to Mother Wolf and the 4 cubs. What beautiful, noble children! What large eyes, and so young! Now, Tabaqui knew it was unlucky to compliment children to their faces, and it pleased him to see Mother and Father Wolf look uncomfortable. Tabaqui sat a moment, rejoicing in the mischief that he'd made. Then he went on. "Shere Khan has shifted his hunting grounds. He told me he will hunt among these hills for the next moon." Shere Khan, the tiger, lived near the Waingunga River, 20 miles away. "He has no right," Father Wolf said angrily. "By the law of the jungle, he has no right to change his hunting grounds without warning. He will frighten all of the game for 10 miles around." His mother did not call him Lungri, the lame one, for nothing, said Mother Wolf quietly. "He has been lame in one foot since he was born. That is why he only kills cattle. The villagers of Waingunga have grown angry with him, and now he has come here to make our villagers angry." "Go and hunt with your master," Father Wolf told Tabaqui. "You've done enough harm here for one night." As Tabaqui slunk out of the cave, Father Wolf heard the angry, snarly, sing-song whine of a hungry tiger in the valley below. "The fool," Father Wolf snapped, "beginning a night's hunting with that noise. Does he think our bucks are as easy to catch as his fat Waingunga bulls?" "Hush, he is not hunting for bull or buck," said Mother Wolf. "Tonight he is hunting man." The whine changed to a humming purr that seemed to come from all directions. It was the noise that bewilders woodcutters and sleeping gypsies, making them walk into the very mouth of the tiger. "Man," said Father Wolf, showing his teeth. "Aren't there enough beetles and frogs to feed him? He must eat man, and on our land? The law of the jungle states that no beast shall eat man. This is because when a beast eats man, the rest of the man's village rides into the jungle with guns, gongs, rockets, and torches. Then everybody in the jungle suffers." Shere Khan's purr grew louder, ending in the full-throated growl of the tiger's charge. A moment later, there was a pitiful howl. "He missed," Mother Wolf said. Father Wolf ran out of the cave and heard Shere Khan muttering and mumbling savagely as he tumbled about in the bushes. "The fool has jumped into a woodcutter's campfire and burned his feet," Father Wolf said with a grunt. "Tabaqui is with him." "Something is coming up the hill," Mother Wolf said. Her ear twitched. "Get ready." There was a rustling in the thicket. Father Wolf dropped to his haunches, ready to leap. He sprang forward, but when he saw what he was leaping at, he tried to stop mid-jump. He shot up into the air 4 or 5 feet and landed almost exactly where he had left the ground. "Man," he snapped. "A man cub. Look." There in the thicket stood a naked brown baby who could only just walk. The soft, dimpled boy looked into the Father Wolf's face and laughed. "Is that a man cub?" asked Mother Wolf. "I have never seen one. Bring it here." A wolf accustomed to carrying his own cubs can hold an egg in his mouth without breaking it. And though Father Wolf's jaw closed on the small child's back, not a tooth scratched the baby's skin as he laid the man cub down among his own cubs. "How little, how naked, and how bold," Mother Wolf said softly. The baby pushed his way between the wolf cubs to get close to Mother's warm fur. "The man cub is taking his milk with the others," she said with surprise. Now, was there ever a wolf who could boast of a man cub among her children? "I have heard of it now and again, but never in our pack, or in my time," Father Wolf replied. "He is completely without hair, and I could kill him with a touch of my paw. But see, he looks up and is not afraid." Suddenly, the cave grew darker. The moonlight was blocked by the tiger Shere Khan. His great square head and shoulders filled the cave's entrance. Tabaqui was behind him, squeaking. My lord, it went in here." "You honor us with your presence, Shere Khan," Father Wolf said, but his eyes were angry. "What do you need?" "A man cub went this way," said Shere Khan, growling from the pain in his burned feet. "Its parents have run off. Give it to me." Shere Khan looked threatening, but Father Wolf knew that the mouth of the cave was too narrow for a tiger to fit through. "I will not take orders from you, Shere Khan," said Father Wolf. "A wolf takes orders from the pack leader and not from any striped cattle killer. The man cub is ours to kill if we choose." "What is this talk of choosing? How dare you deny me what is rightfully mine? It is I, Shere Khan, who speaks." The tiger's roar filled the cave like booming thunder. Mother Wolf shook herself free of the cubs and sprang forward. Her eyes resembled 2 green moons in the darkness. "And it is I, Raksha, the demon, who answers. The man cub is mine, Lungri. He shall not be killed. He shall live to run and hunt with a pack. Look well, hunter of naked cubs, for one day he will hunt you. Now go back to where you came from, lamer than you were when you came into the world. Go." Father Wolf looked on, amazed. He had almost forgotten the day he had won Mother Wolf in a fight against 5 other wolves. Back then, she had run in the pack, and she was not called the demon by accident. Shere Khan might have faced Father Wolf, but he could not stand up to Raksha. She had all of the advantage of ground and would fight to the death. So Shere Khan backed out of the cave. When he was clear, the tiger shouted, "We will see what the pack has to say about raising man cubs. He will come to my teeth in the end, you bush-tailed thieves." Mother Wolf lay down among the cubs, panting. "Some of what Shere Khan says is true," Father Wolf said. "We must show the cub to the pack. Do you still want to keep him?" "He came naked, at night, alone, and very hungry," Mother Wolf said. "But he was not afraid. Shere Khan would have killed him, then run off while the villagers hunted our cubs in revenge. Keep him? Of course I will keep him. Lie still, little frog. Mowgli the frog. That's what I'll call you. The day will come when you will hunt Shere Khan as he has hunted you." "But what will our pack say?" Father Wolf asked. "The law of the jungle says that every wolf must bring his cubs before the pack council as soon as they are old enough to stand. They are brought so that the other wolves can identify them, and once they have been inspected, the cubs are allowed to run free. No grown wolf is allowed to harm a cub until he has killed his first buck. On the next full moon, Father Wolf, his cubs, Mowgli, and Mother Wolf went to Council Rock. The strong and clever pack leader, Akela, lay full length on one of the 100 rocks covering the hill. Below him sat 40 more wolves of every size and color. There was very little talking at the rock. Cubs tumbled over one another inside the circle made up of their mothers and fathers. Now and then, a senior wolf would quietly go up to a cub, look at him carefully, and then return to his spot on noiseless feet. Sometimes, a mother would push her cub into the moonlight to make sure he had not been overlooked. From his rock, Akela called out, "You know the law. Look well, O wolves." The anxious mothers took up the call. "Look, look well, O wolves." At last, Father Wolf pushed Mowgli into the center, where he laughed and played with some pebbles that glistened in the moonlight. Akela did not raise his head from his paws, but continued to cry, "Look well." A muffled roar came from behind the rocks. Shere Khan. "The cub is mine," he called. "Give him to me. What does the wolf pack want with a man cub?" Akela did not even twitch his ears. He simply said, "Look well, O wolves. The pack does not take orders from anyone save ourselves. Look well." There was a chorus of deep growls. A 4-year-old wolf repeated Shere Khan's question, "What does the pack want with a man cub?" According to the law of the jungle, a cub in question will be accepted into the pack if he is spoken for by at least 2 pack members who are not his mother and father. "Who speaks for this cub?" Akela asked. There was no answer. Mother Wolf got ready for a fight, if that came to. Then the only other creature allowed at the pack council, Baloo, a sleepy brown bear who teaches the cubs the laws of the jungle, rose up on his hind quarters and grunted. "The man cub," he said. "I'll speak for him. There is no harm in a man cub. Let him run with the pack and be accepted with the others. I myself will teach him." "We need one more," Akela said. "Baloo has spoken, and he is our cub's teacher. Who besides Baloo?" A black shadow dropped down into the circle. It was inky black Bagheera, the panther. Everybody knew Bagheera, and nobody dared cross him. Bagheera was as clever as Tabaqui, as bold as the water buffalo, and as reckless as a wounded elephant. But he had a voice as sweet as wild honey dripping from a tree, and skin softer than down. "Akela and the wolves," he purred, "I have no right at your council, but the law of the jungle says if there is a cub in question, that cub may be bought for a price. And the law does not say who may or may not pay that price. Am I correct?" "Yes," said the young wolves, for they were always hungry and hoped Bagheera would offer food. "Speak." "It would be a shame to kill a naked cub. Besides, he will make better sport when he is grown. To Baloo's word, I add 1 water buffalo, a fat one, newly killed, not half a mile from here. Will you accept the man cub according to the law?" Many wolves spoke at once. "What does it matter? He will die in the winter rains. He will burn in the sun. How can a naked frog hurt us? Let him run with the pack. Where is the buffalo, Bagheera?" And then came Akela's cry. Look well, O wolves." Mowgli was still engrossed in the pebbles. He did not even notice as the wolves looked over him one by one and then padded softly down the hill toward the dead buffalo. Soon only Akela, Bagheera, Baloo, and Mowgli's own wolf family were left. Shere Khan roared angrily in the distance. "Roar well," Bagheera said under his whiskers. "A time will come when this cub will make you roar another tune, Shere Khan. Or I know nothing of man." "Well done," Akela said. "Men and their cubs are wise. He may be a help in time." Akela was thinking of the time that comes to every pack leader, when his strength leaves him and he gets feebler and feebler, until at last he is killed and a new leader emerges. "Take him away," Akela said to the father wolf. "Train him as one of your own." And that is where we're going to stop for today. See you later.